Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my spoilers review of Captain America: Brave New World, or as some people call it, The Incredible Hulk 2.5. Okay, I gave this movie 2.5 stars, and I know a large chunk of this movie there were reshoots done for this movie and stuff, and they said a lot of. I think the first kind of news that we heard that this was more of a Hulk movie than a Captain America movie, and uh, and so I guess they did a bunch of reshots, rewrites, whatever. But this movie definitely needed could have used more cap or more cap focused in this movie. Although, like I said, he is in a large chunk of this movie, but a large chunk of this movie kind of you had to see Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, the Ed Norton version to kind of get they brought a lot of those plot points back into this movie. Okay, they made that sort of the kind of main theme of this movie. Okay, with Cap trying to figure out exactly what's going on, with the president Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford, of course, taking over for the late William Hurt. Okay, and we even brought back Liv Tyler, who played Betty. Okay, and of course they brought back I forgot the actor's name who played the leader. Okay, he's the true bad guy in this movie, and what they had him do and stuff. Okay, I think that's to me what they had. I think he was a good villain. And I didn't mind the way he looked. I know some people were kind of complaining. I think were complaining about the way he looked. I didn't want to see a guy with a long 9-inch head, a thin head like they draw in the comic books. I thought the makeup they had on the actor was pretty decent. So you could see the effects, and he had the green eye and all that stuff. So you could see, and he was like the mastermind of all this stuff. And basically, what the movie is uh, the leader was getting revenge on Thaddeus Ross because they basically said in this movie they explained to you that Thaddeus Ross actually captured the leader, okay, and basically he kept him around, he kept him in the prison, and kept pumping him full of gamma radiation so he could get smarter and he could build weapons and all that stuff. He basically used them, okay, with string him along with the possibility of going free one day, and of course he wasn't having it, okay, and he basically was getting revenge against that. He wanted the world to see Thaddeus Ross for what he is. Although, like I said, in this movie, Thaddeus Ross, aka Harrison Ford, was trying to change, trying to make things better. He even approaches Sam in the beginning, that scene that you see in the beginning of the first trailer, I believe, where he brings Sam in, and he basically tells him in this movie, you don't see it in the trailer, but he tells Sam in this movie he wants Sam to reform the Avengers. Because you remember in the original, I think in Captain America Civil War, his character was the one that came up with the what do you call those accords? Those where they had to sign those. All the superheroes had the superpower people had to sign those accords and stuff. And so he's the one that really originally came up with all that and stuff. But you see in this movie, he's trying to make an effort to change. They even bring in the Celestials. The big gigantic hand that came out that was growing in the Indian Ocean, and they even introduced adamantium. I'm sorry. Wolverine's claws are made of those. Yeah, adamantium. Okay, I think that's how you pronounce it. I know I might butcher that, but they even introduced that as a natural resource from this place, and that the world wants to negotiate. They want to harness it, and they're trying to broker a peace deal between Japan and the U.S. to harvest this stuff and basically, bring. And you can tell in the beginning of this movie, when he reaches out to Cap, and he's even, you can see he's trying to change from what he was before, or what the character was before. He's trying to change, but of course, the leader, he has this plan that he's pulling through. That he's basically, setting up Thaddeus Ross to be exposed to the world. Okay, and what we don't know, or what we find out in this movie, that actually Thaddeus Ross was dying, and the leader came up with these pills, these pills that he had to take 3 times a day to help, to heal his heart and stuff. I think he said he was dying of he's going to die. He had a heart disease, I think, something like that. He was dying, but the leader came up with these pills, and these pills we find out later in the movie that he was injecting these pills that he had to take with more gamma radiation, and of course, which led to him, changing into the changing into the Red Hulk. Towards the end of this movie. Again, I know a lot of people are going to complain about it. They say this is like basically a Hulk movie 2.0. I think Sam, had some good scenes in this movie. I do wish that they did give him more screen time in this movie, but he was a driving force in this movie. Okay, and the movie makes sense to me. I know they did a bunch of reshoots and everything else for this, but the movie, it flows from beginning to end. It has a point A, it goes from a point A to a point Z to the end. It does follow a logical order that you can follow pretty much what's going on once you find, once they introduce the leader character in there, and you find out why he's doing this, and then of course you can pretty much figure out, of course, that he's going to change it to the Red Hulk, that he's controlling him. There's a great scene where the leader is basically torturing him when he's on the naval ship, and he's kind of torturing him, telling him to let out the anger, and you see him like physically getting ready to change into the Red Hulk until that gets stopped by when Sam saves the Japanese fleet. And again, I think the action scenes, especially those scenes with the Falcon and Captain America, where they're flying and they're trying to stop World War III from happening, okay, because you have Thaddeus Ross on the Navy ships and stuff, and then you have the Japanese, and and because the leader wants revenge, he's basically he does what he does throughout the movie is he mind controls people, okay, and it gets them to do like you've seen in the trailer. We see what's his name, Isaiah attack, shoot the president and stuff. He's mind control, and there was other shooters there too that were mind control, and that's his whole thing. And he's doing this to get revenge, the leader, and he really literally gets his revenge by getting Thaddeus Ross to Hulk out in front of the world, and even playing back all their conversations to the press. So excuse me. So they know. Sorry, this my chair. So they know, what's going on. So the world knows what's going on. And again, I'm sorry, I forget the actor's name who played the leader. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, what's his name? Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tim Blake Nelson. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name. But yeah, I thought he was really good as the leader, and he had a clear motive and a clear revenge, a clear purpose in this movie. Okay, and he was doing it. And then of course Sam was reacting to that, trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, what's going on and why the president is being targeted and stuff, and who's behind it. Okay, so the movie, it made sense to me. Okay, and I know, again, like I said, people will say this is more like Hulk 2.5, Incredible Hulk 2.5, and it is in a way, because a large chunk of the plot is like a carryover from that movie, from the Ed Norton one. Okay, but again, Sam is trying, and again in this movie, and again, another YouTuber said, I forgot, Jessica Bell, that's her name, I know, again, she seems to take extreme pleasure in being negative in her review. I even did a video on my other channel where I talked about her and another YouTuber who they just seem to reveal in being negative about things and stuff. They get no joy out of being happy from movies. To me, it's to the point where I don't even know why they even bother watching entertainment, since they seem so negative about everything. But to me, the movie, it did make sense. I know that the movie might have been rewritten and reshot and everything else, but to me, it made sense. It had a logical plot point. It went from plot point A to plot point Z, and it made sense to me. Again, like I said, I love the aerial fight sequences between the Cap and I even like the fight between the Red Hulk, and Cap at the end of the movie, and it made sense to me. Okay, and then we even get a cameo from Bucky in this movie. I thought it was a nice scene between Bucky and Sam, which I thought was really nice in the hospital after the Falcon gets hurt during that air skirmish, and he's outside the operating room waiting on to see his condition, and Bucky comes along and they have a nice conversation. And it just reminds me of that great chemistry they had on the TV show. And I again love the actor who plays Bucky, Sebastian Stan. I think he's just really good. And him and Anthony Mackie, they have good chemistry as well. And again, I have no problem with Anthony Mackie as Cap. I think he does a decent job as in the role. Okay, and like I said, we a lot of this the stuff, a lot of the self doubt and all that stuff, that was in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. And then Sam got to a point where he accepted the mantle of being Cap, and now it did seem so natural. Everybody was calling him Cap, and everything, and it felt natural and it felt right. So I have no problem with him being the new Captain America. I have zero issues with it, but I guess some people do. But I have no problem with him being Cap. And I know the next movies, if you from seeing this movie again, like I said, the president uh, asked him to reform the Avengers, and I think by the end of the movie, he's going to do it. Yeah, he feels that okay, now the time's right. At first, you could see he was kind of reluctant to do that, but I think by the end of the movie, when everything is resolved, he's going to be one of the leaders of the Avengers. When they start shooting Avengers Doomsday, which I think they start filming it later this year. But I have no problem with Anthony Mackie. I think he's earned it in terms of the movies and stuff. I think he's earned it. Okay, whether I like a movie with more focus on him, and like I said, yes, but like I said, even Captain America Civil War was basically Avengers 2.5. Avengers 2.5. That was basically an Avengers movie. That's what it was. Okay, it basically had all the Avengers in it. Okay, except I think Thor, but it had every other Avenger in it, plus Spider-Man. Okay, so of course this movie, of course having the Hulk character on it, except the Hulk, you had Betty Ross in there, Thaddeus Ross, had the leader in there. So it is basically the Incredible Hulk 2.5, but Cap was figured into the plot and into the story. So it worked for me. To me, again, it was an entertaining movie. And again, like I said, somebody said, I forgot, I think it was the Film Junkie. That's the guy who said that it was Sony levels of bad. No, it's not. Okay? No, those Sony movies, Sony Spider-Man spin-off movies, all sucked. Okay? Ooh, they did. They sucked. Okay? And this movie is nowhere near that bad. Okay? Not at all. I gave this movie 2.5 stars. Okay, out of my 4-star system, which is 1 star is poor. 1 star is fair. 1 star, I'm sorry, 1 star is poor. 2 stars is fair. 3 stars is good. 4 stars is excellent. So I gave it 2.5 stars. Again, like I said, it could have been more Sam focused, I think, on this movie, but as a movie, it was entertaining. Okay, Anthony Mackie, I think, was really good. Harrison Ford was really good in this. Again, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. Tim Blake Nelson, that's good as the leader. I think he was good as well. Giancarlo Esposito. We don't see him that much in this movie, but for the little screen time that he had, I thought he was good in this. And again, I like the cameo from Bucky. And again, the after credit scene was when when Cap went to go visit him, the leader and the thing, and basically the leader is basically told him about there's others coming to protect he's basically was, I guess, warning Cap that there's others coming, that he's going to have to fight others, which we think is going to lead us into Avengers Doomsday, where he's going to be fighting a Doctor Doom from another world, because that's when the Fantastic Four movie comes out, and it'll be in a different universe, but they're going to come to our universe. Them and probably Doctor Doom cross over into the proper MCU, and of course that'll be Avengers Doomsday. Okay, but again, and hopefully, like they said, they'll Jonathan Majors will come back, because I think there's a rumor right now. It's a rumor. I don't think it's a solid fact that there's been rumors though that they're going to bring Kang back, I guess, to resolve his storyline. Although, like I said, I think again Kevin Feige has to take the bullet for that lousy script from Ant-Man Quantumania. Okay, he has to take, because he's the one that approved Kang getting defeated by a bunch of giant ants. Okay, instead of having, this is supposed to be your big bad. You're setting up your big bad. You don't have him get defeated by Ant-Man. No, you have him murder Ant-Man is what you should have did. Maybe even murder Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay, just to show you he means business. Okay, and then escape. And again, because if you watch Quantumania, there's what I love the speech that not Anthony Mackie, Jonathan Majors' character Kang gives to uh, Michelle Pfeiffer's character when he tells them that he's going to make them pay for what they did to him. And I think that was like a Jonathan Majors absolutely killed that line. Go back and watch that line that he gives in that movie where he basically tells them he's going to make them pay for what they did to him. And I said, oh my God, this guy is, because if you'd have basically had him kill Ant-Man just to make sure he means business and let him escape, okay, and then you could have set up a great thing with that Kang version of Kang versus the other Kangs versus the Avengers on this side like that. Again, it would have been perfect, but they screwed that up by having him get defeated by Ant-Man, okay, instead of having him murder Ant-Man and just to show you he means business and have him escape. That would have been perfect. But again, this movie I thought was entertaining. I did enjoy it. My brother texted me from the theater when he was watching it. He enjoyed it as well. Again, this is not the best movie, but I think it's a decent movie. I think it moves. The plot, it goes again, like I said, from plot A to plot Z, and this is nowhere near okay those Sony Spider-Man spinoff movies. It's not that. Trust me, it's not bad. I've seen those. It's not that bad at all. Not at all. Okay. Again, it could have been more Cap-centric, I think, but I guess when they came up with the plot, once they, came up with the plot, they kind of had to rework Cap around it. Okay, and the story was pretty good because again, you get great. Again, the fight between Cap and Red Hulk, and how they tore up the White House, and the fight in the street, and and again, I know some people would be pissed off that he didn't take super, but they even addressed the fact that he didn't take the super soldier serum. Okay, there's a moment where he has a bit of doubt when he's talking to Bucky, and Bucky tells him, "No, Steve gave you that shield for a reason because he knew you were a good man, okay, and you didn't need no super, that serum to be Captain America because he knew you were a good man and you had good values and stuff, and that's why Steve gave you that. He didn't give it to Bucky because Bucky's, his head is all screwed up and everything. He gave it to Sam because he trusted Sam, and Sam was his best, out of sight of Bucky, Sam was his best friend. Okay, that's why I love the Winter Soldier movie because that movie is just so great because that's where he meets Sam and they form, they form that connection. Okay, and then you have that also the thing with Bucky too, but again, just like Bucky tells him in this movie, Steve gave you that shield for a reason because he knew you were a good man, and you would do good things with it. Okay, and you have a moral compass. That's why he gave you that shield, and it makes sense in the movie. Okay, it makes total sense. Okay, so that's why I feel it's. I have no problem with Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I think he's really good, and hopefully, like I said, the next movie, if they make another Cap 5, they'll have it focused solely on Sam. Okay, okay. Again. This movie was basically, like I said, Hulk 2.5, Incredible Hulk 2.5. Captain America sprinkled around it. Okay, but I still enjoyed the movie, and I definitely think, again, I have no problem. I can't wait to see him leading the Avengers because, again, like I said, I think I said it earlier in the movie, right there in this review, that basically Thunderbolt Ross tells him to reform the Avengers. Okay, and you can tell by the end of the movie he's gonna go around doing it. Okay, and of course, Thaddeus Ross winds up on the raft because he gives up the presidency after the fight. Sam basically talks him down from when he's raging as the Red Hulk. Okay, and they, again, like I said, they did bring Liv Tyler back as Betty Ross, which I thought was a nice touch. Okay, and there's a nice scene with him, where her visiting him at the raft. I thought that was really, again, really sweet. And as far as the Hulk is concerned, I don't know what they're going to do with the Hulk because they kind of the Professor Hulk crap, and they neutered the Hulk in the Avengers movie. Which I truly hated. Okay, I think the best version of the Hulk was in the Ed Norton Hulk movie. That was the best raging version of that Hulk would have tore Thanos to pieces. Okay, but they kind of they neutered the Hulk, I guess, for dramatic reasons, but which I really hated. But again, I think this is a decent movie and a nice addition to the other Cap movies. Okay, and I definitely would like to see Anthony Mackie get another solo movie. Okay, I have no problem with that. And for all the haters and all the people that say this is the worst movie, I don't care what the cinema score is. I don't care what the Rotten Tomato score is either. I enjoy this movie a lot. I'm going to buy it when it comes on video on Blu-ray. Okay, I think it's a nice addition to the Cap series, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, Anthony Mackie will get another chance to do Captain America 5. Okay, and I enjoyed it. So again, I gave it 2.5 stars. I have no problem with it. Okay, except outside of I want more Cap in it. Okay, but I thought the plot made sense. Okay, and again, I thought Harrison Ford was good, outstanding. Okay, especially since he's taking over for William Hurt. I thought he did a decent job, and because it's Harrison Ford, he's always, he was born to play a president. So I think he was really good. And again, Carl Lumbly, special mention about Carl Lumbly, who plays Isaiah. Carl Lumbly, again, just really good professional actors. Again, and I love the bond he has with Sam. Okay, just a really good kind of mentor. Just a lot of respect there. I really like their bond too. So anyway, and I like the young guy that played the Falcon. I thought he was a nice kind of comic relief and good buddy to Sam. I thought I like their banter back and forth. I thought that was really good as well. So anyway, 2.5 stars. Let me know what you think. If you've seen this movie, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I also have a link to my other channel, Probably Using the Pains. We took that out as well. Also, I have a link down below to my Patreon. My Patreon, only $5 a month, over 200 videos. You get divided into 5 separate categories. You get 5-minute preview clips of all the content that's on there. Follow the link. It'll take you to the Patreon page. Also, I have a link down below to my merchandise store, which I sell hats, t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, water bottles for men, for women, unisex. Please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Joey Pastor saying so long and take care.